Hello everybody! So today we are going to be watching the director's commentary for Twilight. Now I don't know how many of you watching actually grew up watching this or just watched it when it came out. I did not get into the phase at all until I was in college. I just wanted to watch all the movies just to see if they were actually good, if they were just funny. They were just kind of funny to me at least. But the director's commentary for this is actually supposed to be kind of interesting. When I was doing some research for this series, I was like looking up to see if there were any movies like this that had funny director commentaries, and this actually came up as one of the top ones. So it has Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart, and the director Catherine Hardwicke commentating on this. And I only saw like the first minute or so far, but they're pretty much just kind of like riffing on it a little bit and just kind of being silly, goofy goofballs. So yeah, let's just get right into this and see for ourselves.
So I'm Robert Pattinson.
Hi, I'm Catherine Hardwicke.
I'm Kristen Stewart.
And we want to take you through how we did Twilight.
So I guess the director's commentary is going to have a plot of body switching or something. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, he grew up in the Pacific Northwest, so he knew all the real details like vitamin R and all that stuff.
What's vitamin R?
Vitamin R, that's the nickname for the Rainier beer that they drink.
A bit of context. I actually also live in the Pacific Northwest, and I have for a while, and I have never heard it called that. I don't know. Probably because I don't drink it, but whatever. That's just funny to me.
I didn't actually know they were rolling when we're doing this scene.
Get out of here.
I mean, yeah. He's got the 1,000-yard stare there. I totally believe that.
Someone was talking about garden burgers the other day. Haley from Paramore.
Garden burgers.
And what did she have to say about garden burgers?
I can't remember. Garden burger. That's literally what I was saying to her. It's like something you found in the garden.
Is Haley a vegetarian too?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm glad to see some moments of this are just as awkward as some of their performances in the movie. What the fuck?
We built this in some old maintenance shed. Yeah, baby.
Ominous.
Yeah.
I mean, even they think this is funny. I'm so confused. What happened in the filmmaking process to make it, unintentionally funny, even for the filmmakers? It just blows my mind sometimes.
I don't really like the rain. Any cold, wet thing, I don't really.
See, the little laugh, that was supposed to mean something.
No, I thought it meant something too. Maybe it's like an eighth viewing.
That's how deep my performance was.
Yeah, vampire, cold, wet, maybe?
I think people really do feel a lot in this scene, though. They do feel you guys getting connected, which was kind of essential.
Yeah, the scene where they should be together, where she's literally saying she doesn't like cold wet things. Sure, we'll go with that.
We have very similar eyebrows.
Yeah, I don't see it. Sorry, Robert.
Rob, you worked out 5 hours a day for this thing, right? Kind of, right? Or 4?
I'm trying to figure you out. It's been very difficult for me to read.
He just doesn't answer the question.
So this stuff is like a combination of first unit and second unit.
See that? I never understood the physics of that, how that happened.
I mean, you probably wouldn't understand that, Rob, but, those of us that are physics majors get it.
If he was driving a Volvo, wouldn't have happened.
For those of you who don't know Twilight, the author has a weird obsession with Volvos and all Edward and his family drive them and stuff.
In the XC60 from Volvo.
My favorite line in the whole movie, I think, is when you say, hi.
Hi.
Also, can I just say the framing of that shot is so weird. That one background person up there in the front is just their head is halfway in the frame. I don't know if they're aware they're in frame or not, but it's just strange.
In this scene, I'm talking about how much I don't like cookies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're just in the background or the mic's not on you, you can just talk about whatever the fuck you want.
Mouses have wee-wees?
Solomon showed up for the premiere.
Yeah, I saw him.
And slept on my couch, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Along with a few other people.
I like Jacob's hat in this scene.
Interesting little fact. Okay.
And that top was something I collected in Mexico for a long time.
See that line there? She just said hello to you, like, hello. And then he turns around and sees Cam's like, hello. Oh, this is what this is.
Freezing.
It was seriously heinous.
freezing. This was the day where the
Freezing.
entire crew came up and said that this were inhuman conditions.
That it was
we
like
should
abuse.
Not be. This was abusive.
I can vouch that the weather is also like, it can be pretty crazy, especially around like the winter, fall months. They really should have just filmed this in summer, honestly, but whatever.
Okay, girls, it's all just a game to them, relationships. If
They're
you look at this
helpless
poor guy in the
men.
back with his collar up, he's just going to get ruined by
He's
women.
trying so hard with.
What? What? Oh, God. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, God. Oh, how do I fix this? There we go.
I love how I'm driving at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Slow down! I can't go any slower!
You should put your seatbelt on.
You should put your seatbelt on.
I literally don't remember that line from the movie. That just made it so much funnier to me.
I think this is where I couldn't handle it anymore. Like, in the period.
Is this where you ran out of the theater?
I think so.
That's what your mom told me when you watched the screen. He just ran out.
What? Bro, why do you run out? Well, I mean, of course he ran out. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, but we had him totally dressed up like he had a boyfriend with a little scarf and everything.
Yeah.
What? Well, I'm glad they did indeed have gay vampires on their mind when making this.
I will eat you right up.
I cry when I get like at all flustered, embarrassed, sad, angry. I cry basically anytime I have any heightened emotion.
I know, but some people like are really freaked out if somebody cries. They think
Yeah.
it's horrible. Like,
I hate people crying around me. I'm not friends with them anymore. Especially
Somebody-
girls, because girls are always crying all the
but
time. It's
like
shut
you
up.
just said, you were crying, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I was crying over something very legitimate.
What?
A movie.
All of our life, we're told not to show emotions and just behave and fit in a box. And that's not what life is.
I'd love to be able to fit in a box. Like one of those people who can fit in really small boxes. I'd love that.
Isn't there anything on that isn't about boxes?
I actually thought this was so
That's
interesting.
sexy.
I saw that Robert Pattinson used to be he used to do some kind of stand-up, I think, before he was an actor. And I can definitely tell. Oh, no, he used to play music at venues, I guess. Anyway, Robert seems really funny. I love his attitude of he just doesn't give a fuck about hardly anything going on.
I got such effeminate hands. I could never be strong.
What?
Like, I used to play in goal for my football team, and because no one else wanted to play in goal because they wanted to have an interesting time on the field. And I literally, like, whenever I even got to a save, my fingers would just bend back and the ball would hit me in the face.
They're good for playing guitar and piano.
Yeah, the flappers.
Well, thanks for that interesting tidbit, Robert. Good to know.
I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him.
Yep, the perfect boyfriend.
Yep.
Yup.
Well, the first time she pushed on it so hard that she cut her fingers and she was bleeding through the whole take and didn't tell anybody, got blood on her thing.
Bruh, she's a vampire. Why is she bleeding? I don't get it.
So when we got that theme, when Carter Burwell composed it, we really wanted Rob to be able to actually play the real theme, which he was absolutely thrilled about playing somebody else's theme.
Yeah, props to that. Yeah, I know I had to look it up earlier when I was seeing what Robert Pattinson's background was in, that it was music. I mean, yeah, that's always cool in movies when you see someone playing the piano and they're actually playing the theme that's playing. So, yeah, insert another praise Robert here.
What is he doing? When did that happen?
He's doing a little dance for Bella.
It's a little bit saucy.
It was a bit saucy.
I mean, that is kind of weird. Like, the way some of the other high school characters treat Bella in this movie is just kind of fucking weird.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my head's been like turned inside out. Like that episode of Ren and Stimpy, and he's inside his own belly button.
What?
Okay. It was so weird. Look how the R lines up on those toucans.
Oh, that is weird.
I've always tripped out on that.
Side note, I made a YouTube hoop of this movie like several years ago. I did an edit of him cocking the gun, but like I made it shoot. I don't know. I think about that sometimes.
All right.
And it was freezing. And hail came down different days.
Literally, why did they not film this during the summer? They like mention the weather in like every other. They don't even like show off the weather in like half the shots anyway, so it'd be fine.
And that was the famous second unit, Andy Chang's magic carpet, which let them move really fast.
Yeah, I saw some behind the scenes for this movie. They like actually, I think they just had like a board, like a big board that they pulled along the ground and then had the actors like walk on it, but then like filmed it from beneath them. So it like looks like they're just walking really fast, but at a slow pace. I think that's kind of cool, actually. I haven't really seen that technique used in like many other movies, so I kudos for that.
That sky and all the lightning and everything we put in with CGI. In one shot there would be clouds, another one would be no clouds, so we had to make it like all consistent.
Yeah, like if you're just gonna do that, then film during the summer. Come on.
Looking scary with the baseball outfit on and a little bouffant, like, you know, it just does not work. Especially with sculpted eyebrows.
Rob,
Well, I'm just not.
stop it.
I'm really scary in reality. I mean,
We know that.
Most of the time.
Oh God, Rob, we love you.
It's so scary. Like, okay, you have 10 minutes to do this. No matter what, by the end of this 10 minutes, the scene will be done. It's like, wait, but what if we don't... Dude, what if we don't get it?
Very straggly sideburns.
Yeah.
God, I love that it seems the director commentaries with like the actors in them usually end up better. They always find their performances comical. I'm always glad to see the director's commentaries that have that in them.
That stunt was
That's when Wick thought that my contacts were slipping. But really, I was just going, like, cockeyed.
Robert Pattinson chuckles probably just because she's a cock.
And like all her memories are replayed on the TV set. When you come out of this kind of like trance state, like reality starts blending. So we shot that scene too.
Yeah, and the first time I heard that, I was like, wait, you're going to play the scene? Because we had already shot the ballet scene on the TV in front. Wait, what?
That is kind of strange, though. I mean, like, I get that it's supposed to be like a flashback or something, but if it's like physically in the scene separate from what's going on, that's just weird.
It just makes you look so helpless having a pipe up your
I know.
nose.
Okay, here's the sideburns again. I think this is my sideburn shot.
Wait, so he's just laughing at her suffering. She tells him to shush, and then the director's like, that's the sideburns shot. I think that sums up this commentary pretty well.
Is the dress a different colour in the movie? Have you changed the colour?
No, this is not the Wizard of Oz.
I swear to God, it was a light blue
It
dress.
was, yeah, that looks purple, but like in person, it's like very light blue.
Twilight could have invented the original white, gold, or black and blue colored dress drama.
I was trying to be mean.
I look Asian in the scene.
Yeah, you look different here.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I do. I look like an anime character.
Hey, I think there's going to be an anime version of this in Japan, so you will be an anime character.
What? Is there an official Twilight anime? Well, now I have to look that up. I don't think there is one. I don't know. What was she saying about that? That's so weird. And like half of Robert's offhand comments about himself are just so hilarious.
Okay, this is Kristen Stewart saying thank you so much for watching.
This is Robert Pattinson, and yeah, thanks.
You already did Kristen out. This is Catherine Hardwick, and I just want to say, I just hope you thought this thing was wild.
What a way to end the commentary, wow. You know what they say about Robert Pattinson? He has gotta be the worst vampire ever. It literally took him 15 years to figure out how to turn himself into a bat, except he never did. And I just read this off 156 vampire jokes that don't suck, even though that one kinda sucks. Anyway, thanks for watching this Twilight director's commentary thingy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If enough of you watch this, then I'll definitely consider doing the rest of the series for sure. I don't know if the other ones have Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson in them. That'd be cool if they did, because they sure made this one funnier. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.